Hello and welcome to another video in my ongoing series where I am developing a pixel editor using my custom C++ GUI framework. Now this video is a follow-up from the one I produced last week, which showed you the basic palette color manipulation. This has been updated in the past few days, and I thought I'd show what I've been working on, which I think is pretty useful and it could be of interest to quite a few of you. So I've changed the image from King Tut to this Warhammer image here because it's got a nice background, it's got a few more colours than just gold and black basically. So we can do some good manipulation and it'll show up on the screen. So let's just expand it here. I can see we've got our reference image in the background and the alpha is set to 75%, so you can see the actual checkerboard behind it. So the first thing we do is expand the side, open the palette editor and go to modify. Now this modify tab here will work on any selected range of colours, be that shift and select or control and select. It will work on any of these colours that we select on the palette. Okay, so what's the first thing we do? First thing we do is move palette colours. So we select the top row. We can use the up and down keys to move a selection. If you just select it by itself, it will move everything down by 1 or up by 1. If we hold down shift, it will move it by a complete row, so that's 8 and 8. And you can see it's smoothed the colours, but the image hasn't changed because we're not actually updating the image data, we're just updating the palette data. That's the joys of pixel art editing using an indexed image. So let's just move them back to the start. Of course it'll work for just a random selection of colours. And there we go. Nice. What else can we do? We can inverse the selection. So if we select a range like that, we can inverse it. So the other colours become selected. We can inverse it again. This is useful if you've got nothing selected, you just press that and it'll select everything in the palette. It's quite nice. What else can we do? We can grab a selection and reverse it. So that colour will go to there, that colour will go to there, and all the others in the middle will switch. There we go. And that will change the colour of the image because we're actually changing the actual colour data and where it is. Probably easy to see if I select everything actually. There we go. Becomes a random inverse image. This one next to it is just a classic negative. So the actual colour values will stay where they are, the indices, but the colours will basically just become negatives of what they are. So there we go. So black becomes white, white becomes black, and it looks quite nice, which is good. And the one next to it is a nice little tool there. So if I select top half the palette, and if I click on the visibility button, what this will do is any colour that is not within the current selection will become invisible on the image. So that gives you a quick way of viewing where you are putting certain pixels or pixel usage on the main screen. And let's just turn off the reference image. There we go. And let's show that with slightly less colours. There we go. Actually, quick and easy way of keeping up with your workflow and where you're putting pixels. It looks quite nice. So that's basically how we remove colours and how we select colours and how we inverse quickly colours and all sorts. So the big functionality here is the sort by button there. So at the moment this is an indexed image, this is its palette, this is how it was loaded off the disk. It basically goes from dark to light with all sorts of random colours and hues, blues, greys, greens, reds, intermingled just on their brightness value, which is nice. It looks pretty, but it's not very good if you're actually trying to draw onto the screen. So what we can do, we can use our new tools to organise this palette and do a few quick colour edits. So the things that we do is we can select all the colours in the palette and do a quick sort by Well, to sort by brightness, but that shouldn't really change anything because they are. Oh, it's changed a little bit, a few things. Yeah, so these aren't exactly in brightness value, but close enough. We sort by hue first off. So that's gone through the palette and it's basically put all the colours of a similar colour into blocks and sorted it. And as you can see, it's not changed the image again, but the palette is a bit more organised now. You can see a block of reddy colours there, a block of brown goldy colours there, which are probably the colours for the attachments. There we go. We got bluey grey colours in the middle there, which is pretty much just the uniform, this leather uniform she's wearing. And we've got reds here, which are the cape and the sigils and knee pads and toe pads. Okay, so what can we do here to make it a bit more sensible? Well, we'll take some guesses at this. If we select the top red range, which probably finishes about there, and do another sort and sort those by brightness. There we go, there we've got our reds from dark to bright. And we do the same for the browny, tanny, yellowy colours. Sort those by brightness too. Okay, and then we'll do the same for the dark greys and blues, which will probably end about there. And what about the final reds? Okay, so I've gone from a disorganised palette to 4 blocks of colours we can make a bit more sense with. We've got 2 blocks of red, so we'll just select the top one and hold down shift and move that block down to the bottom, and then we'll just select that entire red range there and sort by brightness. So we've got 1 red block, 1 bluey grey block and 1 yellowy block. Well, tan, khaki, whatever you want to call it. So what can we do here? So let's quickly recolour this entire image without even touching a single pixel. So first thing we do is let's just select the tan block there and change saturation. So we can change it to grey attachments, so metal if you wanted to, or we can change it to, oh, we need to select the image first, now select the range, there we go, or we can change it to gold. So I've got gold attachments, which looks quite good actually, so I'll leave it as gold. Okay, what about the cape? Now the cape itself, some of these pink values here are probably flesh tones for the face, not all for cape, so we'll take a rough guess of there to there, there we go, and we'll change the hue. Not bad a guess actually. And you can see some of the values there creeping through, so we'll undo that and we'll go down to that row there. That's better, that's pretty much all the cape covered. There's some knee caps there, let's be a perfectionist about it. We'll go there. There we go. So we can change the basically the background colour, the colours of the cape and all its finery into something like that. Just by dragging the hue slider. So let's make it dark purple and blue. Why not? Very regal. And what else can we do? We can change the actual uniform colour itself. So to go to that, select all those, and what can we do? Brightness? No. Saturation? No, let's try and just change its actual colour. Oh, again, best undo, so it clears the selection. Yeah, so let's change it slightly yellow, slightly red. And there we go, quite happy with that. So what we've done now is we've completely organised the palette into 3 sensible chunks of colour. and we have totally recolored the image just by selecting those regions of color and changing the values. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show you this quick and easy process that should hopefully increase pixel workflow, and definitely helps with manipulating palettes. And yeah, I think that's about it for palettes for the moment. I'll definitely want to go onto brushes and start getting some pixels onto the canvases. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, just a quick one. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.